just kidding. You can't. Okay, check this out. It may have been one of the toughest and coldest winters we've seen around here in a very long time. But with big storms come big waves. And that means those who are brave enough to tackle cold water have had some great surf this winter. So in the spirit of spring, I caught up with a couple of surfers last week at the First Street Jetty. Yes, we go surfing on this week's edition of Reck on the Road.
Ah, man, it's beautiful. The sun's out. I think we finally get into a more warm weather pattern, and there's a few waves today. So it's fun.
Today it's actually pretty mellow. It's got some offshore wind, so the waves are holding up pretty nice. It's not too big, it's not too small.
The best thing is to definitely get a really good wetsuit for the winter. 4.3 is the minimum. This year got down to 38 degrees, and then the wind temperature even compiled that.
Just listen, you know, when you start slowing down, your vision starts to get a little fuzzy, come out. It's not worth it. You know, like your body is smarter than you. So it'll start freezing up before your brain realizes it. So when you start to feel a little cold, that means it's time to go. It doesn't mean, oh, I can hang out for another half an hour. Biggest thing is, you know, try to keep, when you get out, try to keep a hot bottle of water, like a canteen or something, and just dump yourself with it and just change into warm clothes. Come out, take a break. When you warm back up, go back out.
If you time it right, you can go underneath the wave where you don't get too much of a pounding. But if you're, you know, a little bit inexperienced, you could turn your board broadside and not go deep enough and understand the energy that's going to unleash. So you can take a beating, but at the same time, you can get through it pretty easily here, you know.
That first step out, you get that water in your face, you're like, what am I doing? And it just shoots through your body. And even with the wetsuit, it takes a couple minutes to really, everything clenches up. That's the other big thing, is that everything clenches up. So it's a little bit harder to get paddling and get going, and you wipe out a bunch when you first start.
The wintertime produces the best swells anyway, so when you get the booties and gloves off, your summer surfing is smoother than when you started all winter, because you're not walking on wax with your booties, and you can really feel the board with your feet. So the payoff is a definite in shape in the spring and summer.
In warm water, you're like, whatever. In cold water, you're like, I don't want to wipe out, so you work harder to not wipe out. You know the song, Eye of the Tiger from Rocky? That usually is playing in my head. About a year ago, I was out for one of the best sessions I've ever had in my life, and it was about 32 degrees outside, and I just came out, I was like, I'm cold, I don't care, that was the best day of my life. It was awesome. So it really set the precedent for the rest of the year, to be honest. Like, it really paved my way. I always think back to that day.
All right, so in case you were wondering, this is a really good website. It's called swellinfo.com. It shows the graph. It'll tell you how the surf is for the rest of the week. And as you can see, it's going to be fairly big in the next couple of days, but not real clean.
But
green is good, red and blue is not. Let's just put it this way. If you get held under without a hood on, your head feels like it's going to explode. It's called an ice cream headache. You really have to want it to surf this time of year. And so thanks for Rick and Vanessa to play along. Fun stuff.
Yeah, well, it was a great day. All right, so Jump Alive.